Hello, this is George Loker, and today we're going to be starting the typing setup. So you'll go ahead and click on actually two different links we want open. We want the typing setup instruction page open, and then you'll also click on the typing startup. And that's the video I'm recording right now, so that link is not quite active yet. So let's go ahead and take a look at the instructions. And we'll take a look at a few things. Like, first of all, what's the objective? Why do we want to learn typing? Now, in the day 4 video, I introduced some of the basic ideas, where we're going to be 10 years from now. Where were we 10 years ago? And the idea is that after 20 years of voice to text, it still isn't perfect. And I believe that at least for the next decade, keyboard skills will continue to be a valuable skill. Maybe the keyboards will change. Maybe we'll be able to rely better on accurate voice to text. Kind of an interesting story with my garage door. I have Alexa in several places in the home, and for a little bit we could control the garage door. We could say, Alexa, turn off the garage door. You couldn't say open or close. And then one day the feature was gone, and the reason why is because people's garage doors were opening up all over the place. So it went away, and then it came back a couple of months ago, and it came back with a passcode. We have it. It closes. I can just say, Alexa, close the garage door, and the garage door closes. If I say, Alexa, open the garage door, it says, what is your passcode? So kind of an interesting thing. Things are evolving. What's the next decade going to look like? Absolutely. Keyboards are still important. I remember when we went from a cell phone that had buttons on it. Maybe your parents have an older cell phone around and you can actually feel the buttons. That's called tactile. And a keyboard is generally tactile. But now today we use on-screen keyboards, and even on your Chromebook. Most Chromebooks aren't touchscreen, but you can buy a laptop that has a touchscreen, and if you fold the keyboard back and behind the screen, the onboard on-screen keyboard pops up. And so we have virtual keyboards also. But back a number of years ago, about 12 years ago, when the iPhone first came out, there were a lot of people that did not like the touch screen. They couldn't feel the keys. And I was at Westbrook at the time, and I remember students, they would literally text underneath the desk, and you could feel the keys, and they could text out to other students, and students were texting 12 years ago. And when that iPhone came out, you didn't know where the keys were because you couldn't feel them. So there are some disadvantages with on-screen, but I think most of y'all can probably text on a touch screen, whether it's an iPhone or Android. You can, especially now, they have the feature that you can swipe through. That's kind of hard to do without looking, but I can type on my phone screen without looking at it, and you probably can too. So anyway, we want to learn about what a QWERTY keyboard is, because even your phone is a QWERTY keyboard. Now, I've had a couple of images on the screen right here that show today it's fashionable to have what's called a sit-standing desk, so that you can move the desk standing up, and that allows for a better posture. Now, one of the things that we're going to need to do is to find, since you're at home working on this, most likely listening to this video, a comfortable place where your hands are above, as much as possible, above the keyboard. You don't want your hands dropping down. We don't want to be sitting back in a lounge chair or laying down on the bed doing typing. So posture is very important to make sure that we're starting out. We're going to look at the position of our hands. And one of the things I want you to do, even if you don't have access to a computer right now, is to commit to learning the QWERTY keys on your cell phone. And this is going to make you a faster texter as well. So before we get too much into setting up your account, don't know why that graphic isn't working. It's probably because the internet isn't working here at the house. But I want you to take a look at this video clip, and I've put the link right here. It's from Star Trek 4, and this is 1986. Take a look at what Gene Roddenberry, the creator of Star Trek and the writer of this program, imagined. So I'm going to pull this over. I'm not going to play the full clip. If you want to watch the full clip, you can. So it starts out, they've actually traveled back in time. And what's happening in this clip is they're coming back. They've been touring a facility. So I'm going to fast forward to where they engage the computer. So they sit down. So at first, this is the engineering, Scotty, and he's trying to talk to the computer. So they sit down, and Scotty doesn't know why so just listen right here.
Hello, computer.
Just use the keyboard.
The keyboard. How quaint.
Now watch this typing right here, because this is so fake right here. But I'll pause it right there, and you can watch the whole clip if you want. There's a little bit more and a little bit after that's amusing. But this is 1986. I actually bought a used Macintosh Plus in 1989. I actually owned this computer right here. It's floppy drive driven. You can see the floppy drives over there. Most of you don't even know what a floppy disk is. It was a 9-inch black and white screen. It had a handle, and you could pick up the whole entire thing. And it was crazy expensive. But anyway, the point that I wanted to show you about this is they're from the future where they did talk to the computer. But here we are in 2020, and you can talk to the computer, but it doesn't always get it right. So anyway, I thought that was amusing, and your future does have within it, the next 10 to 20 years where you're going to talk to the computer. You're talking to them now. So how do we get started with this? We're going to create an account at typing.com. Now the instructions have changed dramatically. When I opened up this document to get ready for this here for the video, I learned that typing.com has integrated with Google Classroom. So at the very bottom of this page are some old instructions. Ignore those. You're actually going to go to typing.com. Now I've already created a lot of your accounts. That's what this image is right here. I've already created all your accounts. Some of y'all have a login, and you're going to see it. Now, some of y'all already have a typing.com account, but unless you were logged in with your BISD credentials 6 and 9 months ago, I think Chase in second period, you used it last time, 9 months ago, and Cynthia, you used yours about 7 months ago. From the Google sign-in, but you need to make sure you have your BISD credentials signed in. So make sure you're in Chrome, make sure you're logged in, and then you're going to click on typing.com, and it's going to take you to this page right here. And what you're going to look for is the student login, and you're going to log in with Google. And you should see your accounts. Make sure you choose your bmtisd.com account. If you don't, you need to stop and make sure you back up and go log in with Chrome. So I'm going to go back and get logged in as a student right here and show you around. So I'm going to assume that you are logged in. And I'm going to show you what to do next. Now, based on your experience, I want you to decide your existing typing experience. What course to begin with? If you have never typed, that's what this is touch typing. You're going to, in fact, in the classroom, I have covers that go over your hand that keep you from looking. And you're going to have to commit to not looking at your hands. Looking at your hands is going to keep your fingers from learning where the keys are. It's a memory, a muscle memory. It's like riding a bike. You want to not think about it. You want to not stare at the keys. So that's called touch typing. When your fingers go onto the keyboard and you actually, your fingers actually do the typing, not your brain, not your eyeballs. So there's a couple of lessons, videos that I put in place down here. Most of them aren't very good. You'll get the hang of this. Typing.com is a wonderful program. And if you've never touched type before, I want you to start right here and just work through the lessons, learn the keys, learn the position. I learned an interesting little tidbit that I've never even heard that before, and I've been typing for a really long time. But like the left index finger is responsible for 6 keys. I knew that, but I'd never heard of it. Run from Vicky to get Becky. I think that's what it was. But that was kind of interesting. So what I want you to do is decide if you need to start at the very beginning, or if maybe you think you can go ahead and go to some intermediate speed drills, intermediate wrap up. Most of y'all probably don't need to start at the beginning. But if you've really not put your hands on a keyboard much, let's go ahead and start at the very beginning. Our goal is to get you to determine your speed as it is right now. So after you get logged in, kind of poke around a little bit. I'll show you here. This is a student login. And if you click on the beginner, you'll actually click on the JF space, and you can spend some time on it. And then the URK keys, DEI, and spend some time on each one of these segments. Now, most of y'all probably can go ahead and jump in. If you spent any time in the past, you can go ahead and go to intermediate. And I like to see people go ahead and scroll on scroll on down to short paragraphs, quick sentences. Intermediate punctuation is going to add that period and commas and things like that. But go ahead and do some speed drills. And I'll show you what that looks like right here, right now. Now, when you get ready to start your test, well, not your test, but when you get ready to start your activity, it does not begin until you start typing. So it's going to show you your shadow mask of where your keys need to be. So on your keyboard, there are 2 little index marks, the F and the J. And I'm going to go ahead and put my hands in position. And you'll notice that the very first letter is highlighted as a Shift T. Now, we want to use the Shift key to type the capital letter T. We do not want to use the cap locks key. And in the classroom, the cap locks key is disabled where you cannot press it no matter what. And people always get lost on that. Now, I just got an email from one of your English teachers today to asking all the teachers on campus to reinforce typing with proper capitalization. Your English teachers want it, your science teacher, your history teacher, and so does your technology teacher. So we're going to hold down to type a T, a capital T. You're going to hold down the right pinky to press the Shift key, and then you're going to type the left T to get the capital T. So the 2 hands are going to work together. So as soon as you get your fingers into position, all right, so a little bit inaccurate. We really want about 97% accuracy. That was a few too many errors. Even though the words per minute was 69, you saw I kind of stumbled on that. I actually do not like this keyboard at home. But anyway, do the best you can with the keyboard that you have. We'll talk more about keyboards later, actually. I have that on the focus to talk about in a few days. So I'm going to go ahead and click on, you can either click on continue, or you can go back to lessons, and you'll actually work through this. And there's 10 screens here. You'll get some stars. You'll get your time earned. Now, I will be tracking your time, and I can actually show you that over here. So what happens is I'll see everybody sign up, and that's that new second period, that new third period that's actually synchronized with Google Classroom. So I actually dropped all of y'all in, and y'all all already synced, ready to go. All you do is get logged in. And so when I pull your class, I'll know exactly how much time you're spending on the keyboard. And I want you spending anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes typing every day for the next 9 weeks. Now, we should be back face-to-face at some point. And when we get back together, we're going to take a typing test in the classroom, timed, and we're going to want, good 30, 35 words per minute. And then in about 10 or 11 weeks, we're going to take a grade from your typing speed. And we really want you to be as close to 40, 45 words per minute. You can do it. I know you can. And so the most important thing is to have a great attitude, to make a commitment to getting fast on the computer. And I guarantee you, 5 years from now, some of you are going to be saying, Mr. Loker, I appreciate you teaching me the keyboard commands and making me learn how to type, because it's going to make the difference. And it's not going to take 5 years to realize the importance, because getting fast on the computer is going to make you more efficient at home. You're going to finish your assignments quicker. You're going to be more successful in high school, and you'll be more successful in getting a job, because you're going to be able to walk into a job at 16 with confidence that you're a fast computer operator. Remember, the competition's out there, and it's not when you're 26, it's when you're 16. So just a few years away. We want to be getting ready for that right now. The last thing I think I'll show you right here. One of the things that you'll get is a certificate. You can print it. It's virtual now, but this is just a screenshot. You can see I've been typing for a very nice long time. 2018, I hit 72 words per minute, but I've had students type faster than me. Now, there are some games on the system, but I want you to stay away from the games until you get to a certain speed. So let's get up into the 20s before you start engaging in the game activities. Okay, so I think that's it for this video. I'll check your logins and make sure everybody gets connected. Let me know on the Zoom meeting if you have any questions. Our Zoom meeting on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Friday are earlier, so make sure you've watched this video before that Zoom meeting. And let me know if you have any questions online on either the live meeting, or you can also do it on the Q&A offline office hour support. Okay, all right, thanks for watching, and let's get busy on that typing.